Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily topic-wise news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial would be discussed in this session. And additionally, I'll be supplementing the news with some relevant information that can help in prelims and meets examination. So let's get started with the topic first. Today is 3rd of June. The first is norms for foreign-made vaccine ease. The government of India has taken some decision. Second, trilateral dialogue over Afghanistan uncertainties after the withdrawal of the US and NATO forces. Tension, basically the concern has arisen. And most of the news that I'm discussing today is from the Hindu. Supreme Court questioned pricing and procurement policy by the center. Export surges 67% during the trade gap. And the last is an editorial. Today there's one editorial, important editorial talking about European Union global efforts for the vaccination. How European Union is doing their best to see the low and middle income countries are vaccinated at the earliest. So you'll understand each and everything detail about this editorial as well. And apart from all these discussion, there would be some MCQs question based on current affairs. These questions would be again very relevant and important for your upcoming prelims examination. Those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to give a thumbs up. The first news, that is norms for foreign made vaccine eased. So this can be important in General Studies mains paper for GS2, that is government policies and intervention for the development in various sectors, and some points might again be here and there relevant for the prelims examination. So for static portion, you can understand this as well. So to ease the supply of imported COVID-19 vaccines, what Government of India has done through the DCGI, that is Drug Control General of India, they have waived off the requirement of conducting the bridging clinical trials. तो कुछ trials में exemptions दी गई है because in India we are already running short of the vaccines and this is that time जो वैक्सीन्स ऑलरेडी ट्रायल हो चुकी है जिनकी एफिकेसी रेट काफ़ी अच्छी है उसमें कुछ ट्रायल्स में कुछ स्टेजेस को एग्जेम्पशंस दी गई है. सो द रिक्वायरमेंट टू टेस्ट ईच बैचेस हैव बीन वेव्ड ऑफ. व्हाट प्रीवियसली हैपेंड, आई विल टेल यू हाउ दैट एक्चुअल वैक्सीनेशन प्रोसेस वर्क एंड जो पूरी अप्रूवल होती है एक वैक्सीन की वो कैसे होगी मैं आपको आगे बताऊंगा. So talking about the requirement, right? How does it work? So each जो जितने भी बैचेस होते थे उनको हर बैच में अब देने की अप्रूव जरूरी नहीं है, उनमें वेव ऑफ दी गई है. So this waiver is also applicable for the testing of each batch that was to be done by the Central Drugs Laboratory जो कि कसौली में. This was for the foreign made vaccine. So only for the foreign made vaccine the laboratory test and NOC was required. Right now in the batches it is no more required. Now, the center is in talk with the several vaccine makers to import the vaccine from abroad. We have been discussing continuously that three important vaccines that US has given approval include Moderna, Pfizer and Johnson and Johnson. So these are the three important vaccines that must come to India. अभी हमारे पास Sputnik 5 आई है रशिया की, but that also उसकी प्रोडक्शंस काफ़ी कम है. ओनली some lakh jabs has only received by India. We will have to increase और हमारी जो ओवरऑल वैक्सीनेशन प्रोसेस है कंपैरेटिवली बहुत ही ज़्यादा स्लो है और डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज से. Now decision applies to the vaccine that have approved from the following. इसमें कहा गया है कि जिस एजेंसीज ने जिस इंपॉर्टेंट एजेंसीज ने ऑलरेडी अप्रूवल दे दी है दैट वैक्सीन कैन ऑल्सो बी गिवन अप्रूवल इन इंडिया. So the first and foremost come the US Food and Drug Administration, जो US की FDA है, एक बहुत ही important बॉडी जिसको पूरी ग्लोबली रिकॉग्नाइज की जाती है उनके फाइंडिंग्स को उनके अप्रूवल्स को. सो डेफिनेटली दिस वुड बी कंसिडर्ड. यूरोपियन मेडिसिन एजेंसीज, मेडिसिन एंड हेल्थ केयर प्रोडक्ट्स रेगुलेटरी एजेंसी, दिस इज फ्रॉम अगेन यूके. सो ये जितने एजेंसीज ने अप्रूवल दी हैं उन जगह के जो ड्रग्स हैं उनको इंडिया में अप्रूवल दी जाएगी जल्द से जल्द. Pharmaceutical and Medical Device Agency, Japan, and all those listed WHO emergency use listing. Whatever emergency authorization that was again given by the WHO would also be considered. Now, Mission COVID Suraksha, under the Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, Government of India ने जो health ministry है, they have aimed to vaccinate the entire eligible population at the earliest. This is what government is doing, but actually in ground reality, practicality की अगर बात करें, vaccination is very less. जो youth population है from 18 to 44, they have actually not been vaccinated yet. पूरी वैक्सीनेशन अभी बहुत कम परसेंटेज में वैक्सीनेशन हुई है एंड गवर्नमेंट नीड टू पेस दिस. Let's see how government is doing. Supreme Court has also asked government to pace the vaccination. We'll understand that also. एक न्यूज उसके बारे में भी है, मैं आपको उसके बारे में डिटेल में बताऊंगा. Now the domestic production is being speedily ramped up. अगर इस इनिशिएटिव की बात करें, मिशन कोविड सुरक्षा, so this initiative, 3 public enterprises are being supported by the Department of Biotechnology under Atmanirbhar Bharat Mission 3.0 COVID Suraksha Mission. And these 3 enterprises, you don't need to remember the name, just to tell you कौन कौन से 3 important enterprises हैं. Hafkin Biopharmaceutical Corporation Limited, this is in Mumbai. India Immunological Limited, Hyderabad. भारत इम्यूनोलॉजिकल एंड बायोलॉजिकल लिमिटेड, उत्तर प्रदेश. अगर बात करें हैफकिन बायोफार्मा की, तो दे हैव गेटन रेडी मैन्युफैक्चर कोविन वैक्सीन अंडर द टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर एग्रीमेंट फ्रॉम द भारत बायोटेक, दैट इज इन हैदराबाद. सो टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर as an concept is again very important. This can be a possible question in your prelims examination. Now coming to the stages of the vaccines, which I was told you in the beginning, which I have told you in the beginning, like किस तरह से ये चीजें आगे बढ़ती है, how the approval goes with the vaccination. So first, for any vaccines to be approved, it has to do with this 5 step. It has to cross, it has to approve by these 5 steps. So first is the preclinical testing, जहाँ पे vaccine is given to animal such as mice, monkey to see the produce in immune response. So this is the first preclinical stage. उसके बाद आती है phase 1 safety trial. So this is tested on a small number of people for safety doses और ये confirm करती है कि stimulants human immune system में कैसा response कर. Now the phase 3 come to expanding trial where the number of people come close to 100 and they're split by age group. So age group के accordingly, हर gender के accordingly उनमें फिर expansion होती है. Now phase 3 is the efficacy trial. They actually test the expanded to 1,000 people and what is the efficacy that is coming. Now approval, after the phase 3, there's a chance for approval. This is a 5th stage. So regulatory in each country review the trial result and decide whether to approve this vaccine or not. So these are the 5 important stages of the vaccine development. You as an aspirant of civil services examination, you need to understand these basic things because you cannot only write an examination that approval is required. When it comes to the stances, you have to know each and every nuances of the vaccine approval. Now, just to tell you what is mRNA, because I feel this question is again something very important and expected in the upcoming prelims examination. So I'm not getting detailed about this. आप अगर इसको पढ़ना चाहे डिटेल में, you can take the screenshot. But 2 basic things which I want to tell you, that what is mRNA and how does the vaccine work. So mRNA होती क्या? Messenger RNA है. It's very evident by its name. एक genetic material है that tells you the body to make the protein. जो हमारे बॉडी में प्रोटीन बनती है उसको स्टिमुलेट करने के लिए उसको बताती है क्रोमोसोम्स को और मैसेंजर आरएनए को कि आपको प्रोटीन बनाना है, यू हैव टू मेक द प्रोटीन. एंड हाउ डज द वैक्सीन वर्क? जितनी भी वैक्सीन अभी बनी है इंडिया में, दैट इज mRNA, राइट? सो व्हाट इज दिस mRNA? व्हाई द वैक्सीन इज mRNA ओनली? सो mRNA इज अ वैक्सीन दैट टीचेस योर सेल, जो हमारे बॉडी के अंदर जितनी सेल्स हैं उनको वो एडवाइस करती है, उनको वो रिकमेंड करती है, यू मेक कॉपीज ऑफ द स्पाइक प्रोटीन, मल्टीपल कॉपीज. इट्स लाइक photocopying something, right? So it make a Xerox copy, it make the spike protein, so if any real virus come on the body later on, it can fight against it. So this is how the actual mRNA concept of the vaccine work. These are the basic things that you must know, right? Now moving ahead, the other news, that is trilateral dialogue over Afghanistan uncertainties. So it is evident from the news that the United States is withdrawing their forces from Afghanistan after a long 13-year war. So we'll see, basically general studies paper 2 के लिए काफी important है, India and its neighborhood relation. So recently the US Central Command has said that an estimated 30 to 44% American troop would be withdrawing from the Afghanistan. Almost US has declared after the new presidentship of Joe Biden, they're looking forward to end this basically control over that Afghanistan region, and then what, that peace and stability should be established in that region also. So the decision was taken by the US that has led to several concerns over China, Pakistan or Afghanistan. So after US has instructed, they have decided that they would be withdrawing troops, and the troops withdrawal has already started. But withdrawal के बाद जो सबसे बड़ी concern है वो चाइना, पाकिस्तान और अफगानिस्तान के लिए. Definitely it is for India as well. Now, एक trilateral dialogue की गई थी. So China has planned to hold this trilateral dialogue, and they are meeting with the foreign minister of Afghanistan and Pakistan. So India is not part of this. Definitely, India would not associate where China is dominating or China is the chairman or monitoring any dialogue. So China looks to step into the engagement with both Afghanistan and Pakistan amid the withdrawal of US forces, which I've told you in the beginning. बात करें अगर चाइनीज फॉरेन मिनिस्टर की, दे सेड दैट द फोर्थ मीटिंग बिटवीन द कंट्रीज, जहां पे फॉरेन मिनिस्टर would held they would be definitely having a meeting via video conferencing, and these meeting would be chaired by the China. Now, what is the aim of this meeting? The main rationale behind this meeting, main dialogue behind this meeting. So the trilateral dialogue started by China would address new uncertainty that can come up in the Afghanistan region after the withdrawal of US and NATO forces. I will tell you the NATO forces graph also in later stages. So critical stages में reconciliation forces के बारे में भी बताया कि किस तरह से NATO forces ने और US forces की withdrawal हो रही है. मैं आपको एक ग्राफ दिखाऊंगा जहाँ पे आपको ये पता चलेगा कि NATO forces किस तरह से ऑपरेट कर रही थी. China is concerned that the US pullout can lead to the regrouping of Uyghur Muslim militant in Afghanistan. ठीक है, तो यगूर मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी है वहां पे जो कि डोमिनेट कर सकती है, एक मिलिटेंट ग्रुप है, एंड दे लिव्स इन द Xizang provinces to share the borders with China. So this is the reason China is looking forward कि अगर कोई ऐसी कंसर्न हो उन लोगों की तरफ से, अगर इनके रीजन में प्रॉब्लम आती है उनको वो अभी कंट्रोल करना चाहते हैं. So China has its vested interest, or you can say they are making all precautionary measures. Now, reasons behind the US exit. So if you're writing in mains paper, it can be asked कि reasons बताइए, क्या कैसे reasons है US को exit करने के. So after a costly and prolonged military exercises, they want कि उस region में, Middle East में एक stability आए. जो conflict है उस region में, no, people, the tendency of the people, the mindset of the people, they hate US as in general because they think कि उनको US ने पूरी तरह से बर्बाद कर दिया. So somehow it is true also. Now the new US president is maintaining the policy stance on his front. So Joe Biden is definitely a great man who is working to ensure that entire globe is working on a peace and prosperity mission, and he wants that this particular region, the Middle East region, should come with the prosperity. Now, US sees China as a revisionist power, challenging the US hegemony around the US hegemony around the globe, right? So this is what they find कि अगर इस जगह में revisionist power होती है तो चाइना की dominance देखी जा सकती है. And thus US now have the urgent priority challenging the assertive China. Subsequently वहाँ military shift होगी, political, diplomatic और resources यहाँ पे Middle East से चाइना, अब जो US है वो इंडो पैसिफिक की तरफ शिफ्ट करना चाहती है क्योंकि चाइना ने भी अपनी डोमिनेंस इंडो पैसिफिक में काफी ज्यादा की हुई है. So what US want, they don't want China to dominate the Indo-Pacific region. Rather, US would be also coming in the Indo-Pacific region. Now, this is the 10 top countries that contributes to the NATO missions. So the first is US, followed by Italy, Germany, Georgia, Turkey, Romania, UK, Australia, Czech Republic, and Poland. So these are the top 10 countries and the contributor nations, right? Now the other news, Supreme Court questions pricing and procurement policy by the center. So Supreme Court has asked the center that how and what is your strategy, your roadmap in terms of the vaccination, right? So Supreme Court is becoming very strict, and it is evident that the Supreme Court has taken a note that government is not working properly. So structure, organization and functions of judiciary and basic questions from polity can also be asked in the prelims examination. So सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने क्वेश्चंस किया है सेंटर को कि व्हाई डोंट गवर्नमेंट हैव 100% वैक्सीनेशन डिस्काउंट इंस्टेड ऑफ लीविंग द स्टेट्स टू फंड देमसेल्फ। जब एक तरह से पॉलिसी है यूनिवर्सल यूनिफॉर्म प्राइजेस क्यों नहीं हो सकती? व्हेन वी कॉल इन इंडिया वन नेशन वन राशन कार्ड, वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन, व्हाई देयर कांट बी one nation one vaccine prices? This is what the Supreme Court intend to tell the central government. Now कोर्ट ने ये भी कहा कि जो नेशनल इम्यूनाइजेशन पॉलिसी है that must be followed by the country for COVID-19 vaccination program. You should consider it as a national importance and the central government should work in coordination with the state government, which is actually not happening. This is what the Supreme Court has to say. और कोर्ट ने ये भी कहा है कि सेंटर ने स्टेट्स को पूरी तरह से छोड़ दिया है बार्गेनिंग करने के लिए, which is not evident, which is not in terms of talking about cooperative federalism, this is something which is not acceptable. तो प्रीफिक्स करने के लिए प्राइस मैन्युफैक्चर्स क्वांटिटी और प्राइस के लिए why don't the central government intervene and why didn't only central government can procure and distribute later to the state government? Now, some concerns that were raised by the Supreme Court, specifically I will tell you what Supreme Court has noted. Supreme Court ने questions किए हैं सेंटर के लॉजिक को कि what is the logic behind manufacturing and selling the COVID-19 vaccines, जहाँ पे प्राइस की डिस्पैरिटी काफ़ी ज़्यादा है। एक तरफ तो सेंटर इसको 150 में प्रोक्योर कर रही है और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को रखा गया है 300 में एंड द प्राइवेट प्लेयर फॉर द 600. So the central government, the state, basically the Supreme Court wanted to understand the logic. They wanted कि आप हमें अपने वो डॉक्यूमेंट दिखाइए जिस लॉजिक पे आपने इस प्राइजेस को बताया है. So definitely they would be submitting their rationale behind this pricing. And the central government justified the lower prices on accounts of its ability to place the large purchase order. So initially जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का बताई गई बात है उसमें ये कहा गया कि हम लार्ज अमाउंट पे परचेज कर रहे हैं, प्रोक्योरमेंट कर रहे हैं, इसीलिए वी आर गेटिंग अ डिस्काउंट. इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ, यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड, लाइक अ होलसेल एंड अ रिटेल बायर, right? But definitely this is not a time of business. This is a time to speed up the vaccination and ensure each and every individual is vaccinated in the country at the earliest, right? This is not the time to negotiate. Now the court has also noted it is important to examine the rationality of existing liberal vaccination policy. आर्टिकल 14 जिसमें राइट टू इक्वालिटी की बात कही गई है, मेक श्योर आप राइट टू इक्वालिटी है जितने भी फंडामेंटल राइट्स हैं उनको अच्छे से पढ़ लें. एक क्वेश्चन एक्सपेक्टेड है इस बार की एग्जामिनेशन में. So constitution since placed several burden to the particular state and union territory suffering from the financial distress. Now budget allocations की बात कीजिए. Many of you must have remember, those of you who have read the budget or economic survey, यहाँ पे गवर्नमेंट ने 35,000 करोड़ रुपीस एलोकेट किए थे स्पेशली for the procurement of vaccines. The Supreme Court has asked, in light of the liberalized vaccines policy, central government ने direct किया था to clarify how these funds have been spent. Right? तो कोर्ट ने जानना चाहा कि किस तरह से आपने इस फंड को यूटिलाइज किया है and why can't they can be utilized for vaccination the person for the age group of 18 to 44. This is what Supreme Court wanted to know from the central government. And the court said the state were handicapped in their direct talk with the foreign vaccine manufacturers at the latter preferred negotiation with the federal government. क्योंकि स्टेट के पास कोई ऑप्शंस नहीं बचे हैं जो बाहर के फॉरेन मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं लाइक फाइजर, मॉडर्ना, जॉनसन एंड जॉनसन, they won't talk with the state government. They said that we'll be talking with the federal government, we'll be talking with the central government, not with the state government. तो स्टेट के पास तो कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं बचा ना उसके बाद. Definitely the central government has to take a role and they should be acting as a leader, a representation of a country. Now policies for free vaccination, it has been argued and a lot of states had been demanding, states like Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, they have been demanding for a free vaccinations. But court ने ये कहा, they sought a confirmation whether state about the center claim that each and every state would be provided vaccination for free of cost to its population. क्या सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इस तरह से कोई पॉलिसी बना सकती है? Would they can expand this? So this is what the court wanted to know. और बेंच ने ये डायरेक्ट किया कि अगर बात करें जो यूनियन टेरिटरीज है स्टेट्स की, उनको अपने एफिडेविट देनी होगी अगले 2 हफ्ते में, सो दैट कि इंडिविजुअल की पॉलिसीज को लेकर के, फ्री वैक्सीनेशन को लेकर के उनकी क्या स्टेक है. सो द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट हैज टू क्लियर देयर स्टैंड to the Supreme Court, right? So they have to also give an affidavit. So the court has asked the center to place on record a written policy to ensure equitable distribution of the vaccines. So definitely Supreme Court has taken some strict action which was required. When administration failed, judiciary play a very significant role in this country. Now export surges to 67%, narrowing the trade gap. We'll see how the trade gap is there and what are the important aspects that you need to understand. So this is important for your general studies paper 3 actually, Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization and resource growth and development. So Indian merchandise exports की अगर बात करें, this shot up by 67.3%, right? And this is year on year in May, जो large base effect थी that has risen 1993% तक चली गई थी अप्रैल में. Now at present this is only 67.3%, right? So some relief. However, अगर बात करें comparison की with May 2019, this shows the export has grown only 8%, indicating a real recovery in the sector. So थोड़ी बहुत recovery हो रही है, but definitely we have to work a lot to see the positive results or positive growth rate. Now country merchandise की अगर बात करें तो trade deficit has shrank to 8-month low और import जो है वो grew की है 6.8%, that is to $38.53 billion. बट अगर आप कंपेयर करोगे इसको 2020 से where it was only 17.5% lower than the same month, right? So this was for 2019. Now sector wise spurt in the export, हर सेक्टर में किस तरह से ग्रोथ देखी गई है, एक्सपीडी ग्रोथ कैसे देखी गई है. So major sectors have a sudden increase in the export in May compared to the pre-COVID times. That includes cereals, iron ore, cotton yarn, handloom products, jute, rice and ceramics. तो इन कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स में एक्सपोर्ट में सर्ज देखी गई है and definitely gradually this would increase. However, leather, tea, ready-made garments, oil seeds, handicraft, gems and jewelries, they have seen a dip. So see, whenever economy recover, something would, the export will increase in some items and export would also decrease in some items. So we have to wait for another 2 to 3 quarters to see the stability in overall exports. Now बात करें अगर according to the Federation of Indian Export Organization, FICO के द्वारा, तो 19 out of 30 major products have been ordered impressively in May 2020 and that has gradually opened the major market by boosting the order, right? So this is something which is again very important, जहाँ पे organizations देख रही है कि किस तरह से आने वाले quarters में improvement हो सकती है. Now retail rise in the oil exports. So there is a sharp sequential increase in the oil exports. Even non-oil की जो exports हैं उसमें भी dip देखी गई थी, but gradually it is taking a pace and eventually it will increase in the coming quarters. So consecutive months में 26.9 billion in May from $31 billion in March, right? So importantly, non-oil, non-goods import remain largely steadily over April and May. So definitely the economy would recover once the notion of the economy is that the vaccination has been done, and if vaccination get into the pace, the things would gradually improve, right? So this is how things would work to give a positive sentiment to economy and overall economical development. We have to pace the vaccination process. Now experts suggestions, experts ने कुछ अपने opinion shares किए हैं. So these release उनका कहना है कि the release of assured duty refunds would provide and push to the sectors that record 53% of the growth over May, जहाँ पे पिछले साल से 16% तक थी, right? And the need of the hour is to soon, जो redemptions of duties and tax on export products would be there to remove the uncertainty to help expedite the contract with the foreign buyers. तो जहाँ पे रिवेंशन हो सकती है, जहाँ पे वेव ऑफ देने की जरूरत है, we can also provide that. And government must address the key issues including the priority status to the export sectors. Now the other news, this is an editorial talking about European Union global order for the vaccination. Important for the general studies paper 2, effect of policies and politics of developed and developing countries. and we'll see the aspect from the European Union. Joseph Borrell ने इन्होंने लिखा है, and they wanted to tell how European Union is doing their endeavor so to boost the overall vaccination process in the globe, and they are also helping the low and middle income countries to overcome the problem. Now, what are the issues under this editorial? First, talking about the themes, European Union global effort for the vaccination. इसके अंदर कुछ important subheads हैं जो मैं आपके साथ discuss करूंगा इस editorial से. EU lead role, vaccine for low income countries, some important concerns, supporting Africa, issues of licensing and the way forward. So since the beginning of the novel coronavirus pandemic, European Union ने अपने efforts की हैं जहाँ पे उन्होंने mass vaccination for all की कोशिश की है. And for an example, by the end of May 2021, 2.1% African has received at least one doses of the COVID-19 vaccine with the efforts of the European Union and other countries. So there is definitely the urgent need to close the vaccinations gap between the advanced economy, जितने भी developed economies हैं, और जो developing economies हैं, उनके बीच में जो difference है vaccinations की, उसको कम करने की जरूरत है. So therefore, global multi-action is required to increase the productions of vaccine and accelerate the rollout worldwide. Now, EU's की role की अगर बात करें lead role में, so EU has welcomed 50 billion plan proposed by the International Monetary Fund, जहाँ पे ये able करेंगे, with this amount they can vaccinate 40% of the world population by 2021 and 60% of the world population by mid 2020. So this is again a milestone target, a roadmap which should be really appreciated, right? और European Union ने vaccinations पे कहा है कि first it has also vaccinated its own population. Export किया उन्होंने बहुत large vaccines को, India ने भी already vaccine मैत्री के through कुछ vaccines को export किए थे, which is again an obligation for India, but that could have also been avoided, right? Now in 2020, European Union ने support किया था research and development for the vaccines and contributed significantly to the new generation mRNA vaccine. mRNA के बारे में मैंने आपको बता दिया. Make sure you read it out. If you want to read, you can refer to the NCERT as well. The concept has been given. Now, the European Union has become a major producer of COVID-19 vaccines with, according to the WHO, or around 40% of the doses has been used so far globally. अब बात करें वैक्सीन फॉर द लो एंड मिडिल इनकम कंट्रीज के लिए, तो यूरोपियन यूनियन के जो इंडस्ट्रियल पार्टनर है, दे हैव कमिटेड टू डिलीवर 1.3 बिलियन डोजेस टू द एंड ऑफ द 2021 टू द लो एंड मिडिल इनकम कंट्रीज, जहां पे वो बिना प्रॉफिट के साथ, बिना कोई प्रॉफिट लिए हुए, दे वुड बी गिविंग द वैक्सीन्स टू द countries, like many Middle East countries, South African countries, Uganda, these are the poor countries. They would be providing the vaccines. They have also committed themselves to further deliver 1.3 billion doses through the COVAX program. तो COVAX में जो obligations हैं, उसको भी पूरा करेगी European Union, right? Now some concerns that was raised. So अगर vaccinations की बात करें, जिस तरह से gap persist कर रही है, वो risk aversion को बहुत ज़्यादा करती है. It increase the risk aversions, और जो डिक्लाइनिंग ट्रेंड है पॉवर्टी और ग्लोबल इनइक्वालिटी, उसकी वजह से कई लोग ऐसे हैं जो अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते हैं वैक्सीन के प्राइजेस को. सो डेफिनेटली दिस इज अ टाइम दैट वी नीड टू वैक्सीनेट पीपल फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. So such a negative dynamic would hold back the economic activities and increase the geopolitical tension. So we have to work in a close coordination. This is what the European Union has to say. There need to have a close coordination between each and every country and all multilateral forum. So European Union की अगर बात करें, its member state has financial institutions and donating vaccines to the neighbor countries. So they are doing their level best what they can do. But at the same time they have ensured कि वहाँ के जो लोग हैं उनको भी वैक्सीनेट कर दिया जाए. So vaccination is also a prerequisite, एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण, and this is the only option left with we people, the humankind, that can save us from the virus, right? और अगर वैक्सीनेशन जल्दी हो गई तो जितने भी इकोनॉमीज लॉकडाउन है, जो फ्रीडम्स करेल की गई, उसको वापस खोली जा सकती है. बिकॉज इफ पीपल इज वैक्सीनेटेड, there is no problem, there can be not such high level of infection that would arise, right? अगर आप 40% से 50% लोगों को भी वैक्सीनेट कर देते हैं इंडिया में, so that the level of infection would gradually come down. And these restrictions also penalize the whole world, but they weigh more heavily on the developing economies. तो जितने भी लॉकडाउन के प्रोसेस हैं, उससे डेवलप्ड इकोनॉमी को तो इम्पैक्ट होती है, लेकिन सबसे ज़्यादा जो इसका खामियाजा होता है वो डेवलपिंग और पुअर इकोनॉमिक्स को होता है. Now, supporting Africa, all countries must avoid restriction measures that affect the vaccine supplies, ऐसा कहना है यूरोपियन यूनियन का. And there is a need to facilitate the transfer of knowledge or technology, which is also known as technology transfer. So they want those countries can also contribute by providing the technology transfer to the other below poverty level, basically the poor countries. Now the Team Europe have launched an initiative. जो यूरोपियन यूनियन ने एक टीम बनाया है, इसका नाम रखा गया है Team Europe. They have been working by funding 1 billion euro pound in the European budget, और इन्होंने financial institutions के साथ अफ्रीका के साथ पार्टनरशिप किया है, जहाँ पे they would be working to boost the manufacturing capacity of the vaccines in Africa and medicine and health technology. So definitely the entire focus has gradually shifted towards the African countries. Now, issues of licensing, which was again a concern for India as well as for South Africa as well. तो यहाँ पे बात की गई है जितने भी ट्रिप्स के जो क्लॉजेज हैं उसमें वेव ऑफ देने की जरूरत है. जो दोहा डिक्लेरेशंस हैं उसकी पॉसिबिलिटी जो कंपलसरी लाइसेंस है दिस शुड बी अलाउड एंड इट शुड नॉट बी कंसिडर्ड एज अ वायलेशन बिकॉज दिस इज अ पेंडेमिक टाइम एंड वी नीड टू स्पीड अप द टेक्नोलॉजी ट्रांसफर विथ यूरोपियन यूनियन. और जितने भी नए प्रपोजल्स होंगे WTO के फ्रेमवर्क के अंदर उसको अर्ली जून तक एग्जाम्पशंस दी जा सकती है, राइट. So this is how the issues of licensing can be a pivotal for the overall manufacturing of the vaccines. Now some way forward, which is again important if you write this in the mains examination. So to achieve this goal, government must closely coordinate with the multilateral actions. या जो multilateral forum है उनके साथ काम करके एक we have to make a holistic action plan so that we can have a mass vaccination. Government must resist the threat posed linking to the various vaccines political goals and vaccine nationalisms. बात करें इस तरह की जो गैप है, that they definitely require knowledge and that should increase the production capacities, vaccinations to their own population and export more vaccines to other countries as well. By other countries, I mean poor countries, low and middle income countries. A common global COVID-19 vaccine cure is also required to close the vaccination gap, and it must stand up towards a genuine global health cooperation. So this is a time we need to boost our overall health infrastructure. Infra is again very important, and the vaccinations to all should be ensured so that जितने भी लोग हैं globally, we know this is a target of WHO कि अगर पूरे वर्ल्ड में 60% तक लोगों को वैक्सीनेट कर दी गई तो ग्रेजुअली द वायरस वुड डेटोरेट. So this is the way forward that you can continue in the examination. You can write these border points. Now coming to the MCQs questions. Before I proceed with the question, just to tell you the answers of yesterday questions. So for both questions, the correct option is C, both for A and B. I mean for both 1 and 2. Now today's MCQs. Making Peace with Nature report has been recently published by United Nations Environment Programme, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, Food and Agriculture Organization or World Wildlife Fund for Nature. So you have to choose the correct option and write that in the comment section down below. Second question, consider the statement about the vertical launch short range surface to air missile. It is an indigenously developed by DRDO. It is capable of neutralizing aerial threat at close range, including the sea skimming targets. Again, easy and important question that can be definitely asked in examination. So do participate. Write your answer in the comment section down below. If you have any other concern, you can let us know. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Wish you all the best. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much.